adding value to myself is an issue with many people. So they want to be treated well, and they also want to be significant and contribute. But the issue begins with my identity, my security, my belonging. When we lose our identity, security and belonging, who am I? So there can be a great father who achieved much, didn't have time for son or daughter, and they achieve less and try to live on the father's reputation. That doesn't work. So when the Lord Jesus Christ came on earth, and at his public unveiling at the River Jordan, God the Father said of him, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." And a little later on the Mount of Transfiguration, he said, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Do what he says." So we find the three very important ingredients, just like fuel, oil and water to an engine, vehicle. We need our identity. It's our belonging. If we understand who we are before we want to be famous for what we do, the being first and the doing next, then we will have stability. If not, we will tell ourselves slogans, perform or perish, sink or swim, and we will feel others are not giving us adequate value, not giving us space. So that this is with parents or with teachers, at office, at all levels, this issue of not enough rings in the human heart. Give me rings in the human heart. So I'm going to grab somehow. Struggle for existence has become endemic and institutionalized. Into this, we have this speaking of God. This is how he speaks to us. Yes, I will first look at what goes in our heart, how we tell ourselves with any little injury, we think it's done and finished, but it resurfaces again. This is how we tell ourselves when trouble hits us or disappointment comes to us. We tell ourselves, just give me a minute till I get this thing into place. Yes, we tell ourselves it will never work because always there'll be someone who didn't get it right when they ought to have got it right for us. We will not admit our issue, but we'll do a blame transfer to someone else. This is how our insight goes. Let me read it. Yes, you have rejected. You have brought dishonor. This is how we keep saying. And we have turned back. We are like sheep taken to slaughter. We have adversaries. There's shame on us. Everybody sees us, will treat us with contempt. I am treated cheaply. And we have so many that kind of grouse with our parents and others. And there is a little passage I want to read which tells us of the recovery progress by understanding our God's scope, our birthright, our destiny. So God's scope implies that there's something written in us that will do well for us. When we do our life with the one who wrote our life manual and the life script and the life scroll and the life scope. And then this is how he says, "Behold, my servant whom I uphold." So the promise is God upholds us for that which he has called us in our life journey. As dad or mom or whatever, wherever we are, he does the upholding. So when God upholds us, places us where we should be, with the visibility we ought to have for the function he has in mind. Otherwise, we will try to improve our visibility, grab our visibility, fight for our visibility. No, God places us. He upholds us. We don't have to prop up ourselves. We don't have to jump up. We don't have to show up. We don't have to pump up, because God upholds us. When we do our life as God's, what he has called us to do. So servant is not a bad word. We serve. Doctors serve. lawyers serve. So we have got into our head that the ability God gives us and the skill training we have, we think that we ought to be power mongering with it, that it's our office of service. We are given a skill to be a benefactor, that beneficiaries will benefit. So doctors for patients, lawyers for clients, teachers for students, and those in politics to do properly in the legislature, judges to do the judging, executive to do that kind of admin work. But we use our skill, training, our scope, our talent for our own power and position. That's not how he said it. He said, you are to be a servant in what I ask you to do, where you are placed to do, and I will uphold you. No putting down. Others putting you down is not possible when God is upholding us. Then he says, my chosen one in whom my soul delights. So this becomes our great word. God is pleased with me. This is my beloved Son in whom I am well pleased. My chosen one whom my soul delights. When there's a God chosenness in our life, we will not fail. He chose us, He fitted us, and gave us the place, space, and time to get the best of our life with Him, where He wrote the script. He's the architect and the engineer. We need to work with Him. I have put my spirit upon Him. He will bring forth justice to the nations. So in your work field, you put wrong right. You are in a privileged position to help the underprivileged. You will gap up those who have much and have less. And whatever injustice that goes on in distribution, when God is in you, you will work for justice to the nations. For this purpose, God puts His spirit of counsel in you. This is what happens when you are working with Him. The Spirit of God instructs you. This is how that promise is given for what He has for you. The Spirit of the Lord will rest on Him, will rest on you. Spirit of wisdom and understanding coming to you. And when you are speaking and executing your job of work, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding coming to you, Spirit of counsel and strength going from you to whom you are instructing. Then that person gets knowledge, Spirit of knowledge and the fear of the Lord, because they have listened to you. Then they will delight in the fear of the Lord, and they will get their best potential in life. So this is the plan God has, the implementation. I just wanted to share this so that you don't have to keep blaming others, looking for worth and all the time looking for more qualification, more space, pump yourself up, prop yourself up. No, God will uphold you. Thank you for listening. I am Dr. Lalith Mendis. If you want any more reason, science and spirituality clips, please send a WhatsApp to 074-211-5011. If you are in overseas, it should be +94-74-211-5011. My app is Golden Nuggets. You can download it free of cost from Google's or App Store. Thank you for listening.